Consequences and redemption take center stage in this Memphis resident's latest novel. Author Raymond Clark has worked with hundreds of men and women after they have left prison and started to build a life outside of the system. Raymond is now joining us this morning to talk about his new book, Memoirs from Death Row. What a title!
Yes, it is. And it's not a prison story, but I'm excited to be here, and thank you very much for having me.
So, okay, so what is it if it's not a prison story?
Well, it's a story about a condemned man's life on Tennessee death row. It's the last 13 hours of his life. He doesn't want to die, and he has a secret, and the secret is he's committed 3 murders outside of Tennessee. And if his legal process exhausts, then what he wants to do is testify to those murders and extend his life. And then the other character that's on the chapter is a correctional officer named Stoney Fox, who has a secret as well. And he hears condemned man's thoughts, and he knows his secret. And so I wrote this story because what I wanted to do was send a message out about consequences when we make life choices in life. And this story and the stories associated with this is all about life experiences.
Yeah, because I mean, he killed 3 people outside,
yes.
Even outside, you know, and so it's like, but you have to think of the moments that led up to that, right? And the help that this person did not get before that moment. Okay, so what inspired you? I mean, what is it in your life that made you want to do this?
Well, it's about the choices that we make in life and the consequences as a result of those choices. But we can also be redeemed from that. And in this story here, as he is about ready to die, he receives salvation because he testifies and confesses to these murders. And so what I wanted to do was write a book about consequences, life experiences, and as a result of those things, what happens to people in their lives. And one story is about Mama Brown's Crack House, which is an Orange Mound story about 2 teenage individuals who are involved in planning to rob a crack house. And then the story outlines about their background, all the things that they've been going through the criminal justice system, and things are not working for them. And then they commit this crime, and then the consequences as a result, what happens to them after that.
So it's a compilation of stories.
Yes, it is.
How many stories?
It's 7 stories. It's 8 chapters.
Okay, interesting. And so this is not your first novel, though.
This is my second novel. The first one was called Secrets of Utopia Falls, and it's a Memphis story, and it was about a young lady who had a dream of being successful, and it came out of Hurt Village. And both of her companions were killed as a result of being involved in a gang shooting. And she realizes their dream, and she becomes nominated for the first United States Attorney General. And she's kidnapped and taken to a place called Utopia Falls, which is a white supremacist group who is a symbol for purpose of white supremacy. And she finds out about the secret of Utopia Falls, and she's rescued as a result of that.
So, I mean, it sounds like there's race, there is the prison system. What do you hope that readers get out of these different stories? You sound like you're trying to help people see things in advance so that they don't make decisions.
Each story has a message, and I'm glad you asked that question. And what I want them to see from these stories about themselves, life experiences. For example, in Mama Brown's Crack House, how many young black teenagers do we have in the city of Memphis engaged in activities they shouldn't be involved in, particularly crime? How many of them are involved in and out of the juvenile justice system? See this story, see the results of this story, and look at alternatives. And like, I don't have to do that.
What about this book signing?
I have several book signings. This Saturday, I'm going to be at the Barnes & Nobles at Carriage Crossing and Collierville. On the 27th, I'll be at Barnes & Noble at Wolf Chase Galleria. And May 11th, I'll be in Barnes & Noble in Little Rock. And then May 18th, I'll have a book signing with Books and Beauty. So my schedule is full. The book is on an international platform. I'm just amazed and thrilled with the attention I'm getting from the book, and it's just wonderful.
Well, thanks for letting us be part of your tour.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure being here.
Likewise. Raymond Clark, thank you for stopping by Live at 9.